Luke Fickell is entering his third year as head coach and faces pressure to deliver wins, especially given a brutal 2025 schedule. While he's credited with talent transformations, the results have been more disappointing than expected due to unforced errors and bad luck, including 2 successive season-ending quarterback injuries. The most significant coaching change is the hiring of Jeff Grimes as offensive coordinator to replace Phil Longo. Grimes will focus solely on play calling, with former wide receiver coach Guiton moving to quarterback coach and Reed joining as the new wide receivers coach. The defensive staff remains largely the same, with Mike Tressel continuing as defensive coordinator. Wisconsin offense is undergoing a significant philosophical shift under head coach Luke Fickell. After a disappointing 2024 season, where the offense averaged its lowest points per game since 2004 and had its lowest rushing yards total since 1995, excluding the shortened 2020 season, the program is moving away from former offensive coordinator Phil Longo's air raid-rooted system. Longo was fired after the Badgers' third consecutive loss, where they scored only 3 points in the second half against Oregon. The new offensive coordinator, Jeff Grimes, is expected to instill a wide zone run-based scheme, aiming to return to a more modern version of the classic Wisconsin power run offense. Grimes is considered an improvement over Longo and brings an eagerness to stretch the field vertically. The Badgers were 12-0 when rushing for over 150 yards and 13-1 when running 35 times or more in the last 2 seasons, indicating a strong correlation between run game success and wins. Key areas for improvement identified for the 2025 offense include getting a new quality quarterback and competent backup, solidifying the interior offensive line, adding more punch at wide receiver, and reloading at running back. The offensive line's pass protection was good last year, but run blocking was weak. Defense. Under defensive coordinator Mike Tressel, the Badgers' defense has faced challenges, particularly with their run defense collapsing and being dead last in the nation in tackles for loss, TFLs. While not horrible at preventing points, struggles were evident, especially behind the line. The team is largely retaining its long-running 3-3-5 scheme, but there's a concerted effort to get much bigger at the outside linebacker, OLB, positions to try and stop the bleeding in run defense. This involves taking multiple transfers north of 290 pounds into the unit. The defensive front has been weakened by the loss of Big Ten caliber linemen through transfer, with key players like their best nose tackle, outside linebacker, and defensive end all transferring to the same in-conference opponent. The secondary will also see changes with significant departures, although both starting corners, Ricardo Hallman and Nizir Forkorian, return. Key departures, 2024 to 2025 offseason. Quarterbacks, the entire quarterback room from 2024 transferred out, including starter Tyler Van Dyke and backup Braden Locke. Running backs, top 2024 running backs, Tawi Walker and Ches Malusi eligibility have departed. Wide receivers, Will Pauling, Bryson Green graduated, C.J. Williams, Quincy Burrows, and Mark Hamper transferred. Offensive linemen, right guard Joe Huber graduated, and left tackle Jack Nelson drafted. Defensive linemen, Kurt Neal and James Thompson transferred. Linebackers, outside linebackers Leon Lowery and John Pius graduated, along with freshman Anelu Lafael. Inside linebackers, Jaheim Thomas and Jake Chaney graduated. Defensive backs, longtime starting safety Hunter Wohler drafted. Safety backups Kamoi Ladu, Braden Moore, Justin Taylor, and nickel backup Max Lofi all transferred out. Cornerback Xavier Lucas transferred, and other corner depth, Jace Arnold, Jonas DeClona, Jay Harper, Amari Snowden. Key transfers, in for 2025. Quarterbacks, Billy Edwards Jr. Maryland is expected to be the starter, with Danny O'Neal, San Diego State, as the backup. Wide receivers, Jaden Ballard, Ohio State, is expected to start on the outside, and Dekel Crowdus, Hawaii, and true freshman Hilton, son of T.Y. Hilton, are notable additions. Offensive line, Davis Heinzen, CMU, was a late addition to help replace departed tackles. Defensive line, Charles Perkins, Georgia Tech, Parker Peterson, Tulane, and JVR Suggs, LSU, are expected to bring oomph to the line. Outside linebackers, Tyrese Fearbury, Kentucky, Mason Reiger, Louisville, Corey Walker, Western Michigan, C. Walker, WMU, and Garner, FCS, are part of the effort to bulk up the unit. Corey Walker is highlighted as a top transfer. Inside linebackers, Antaron Turner, Western Carolina, FCS, is a key addition for the interior. Defensive backs, Geimer Latimer II, Jacksonville State, is expected to take over the nickel spot, and Deone Hill, Miami, is a likely backup at corner. Matthew Traynor, Richmond FCS, and Matthew Jung, Bethel Div 3, also join the secondary. The 2025 Wisconsin Badgers season is a critical juncture for Luke Fickell's tenure. The move back to a traditional run-heavy offense, coupled with new talent at quarterback and receiver, signals a clear effort to correct past mistakes. However, the defense faces significant challenges with personnel losses and a need to improve its effectiveness, particularly against the run and in generating pressure. The brutal schedule will test the team's progress, and making every win a hard-fought battle and placing immense pressure on Fickell to demonstrate tangible improvement.